if I am about to go into college and I'm thinking, what do I do? I know I've got a son who's looking at these kinds of things, and he's asking himself the question all the time: will this be there? And if I aim at this now, by the time I get there, will it still be there when I get there? So I don't know. What are your thoughts on kind of getting behind a young generation, saying this is worthwhile, this is worth going into? How do you encourage them?
So it's funny. My mom's a school teacher back in New Jersey. And every year around Thanksgiving time, I'll go to her class and I'll present on a project that I'm working on. And the kids really like it. I've been talking about the Bechtel job for a couple of years. And they go in and they ask all these crazy questions like, why is it called Artemis? And I'm like, why is it called Artemis? Oh, it's like the lunar god. And that's what we're naming it after. So they look at it from a totally different perspective. And I think as an engineer, sometimes I get like laser focused on the engineering behind it, but you lose just like track of like the bigger picture, And I think as civil engineers, I put a post up on LinkedIn recently and I said, like, what's our brand? Like, what are we doing? Like, who are we as an industry, And my professor from Rensselaer, Professor Letchford, shout out to Professor Letchford, he's great. He says, we're able to provide the infrastructure in which all common wealth is built upon. And I'm paraphrasing, sorry if I didn't get it all. But that really resonated with me because what we do in the AEC industry is we build the foundation level for how everything else in society is built. And I think if you're a young kid out there and you really want to figure out what am I going to do for my life and is it going to be there? Well, my argument to you is the fundamental layer in which our society is built upon is not going anywhere. And if anything, it needs to be expanded upon and built upon. I think architecture and some of the structures and buildings that are built, I think they also provide a lot of optimism and a lot of hope. When you go look at a skyline, it's beautiful and the architecture is beautiful. And it makes you think like, wow, this is what humans are possible. Like this is what it's possible for them to create. It kind of asks you to yourself, like, what am I possible of doing? What am I possible of creating? Like, what could I do in this world with this life that I've been blessed with? And I think civil engineering is a great way to express that feeling of, I've been given these beautiful gifts and this beautiful life, and I could put my energies and my efforts into creating the real physical reality that people are going to exist in. They're going to live their lives within. And we're going to build a better and hopefully bigger future for the people that we love and the society that we live in. So I think that's what younger engineers and people that aren't even thinking about engineering should take a moment and think about. No shade here, but it's great to build applications and build things in the digital reality, and they're extremely valuable and they make society very good. I'm not going to say that they don't, but there's something about the physical reality that we are in tune with, that we are in touch with in a way that I think it's very hard for digital applications to represent and reflect. When you're living in these physical spaces and you're shooting a podcast here, the energy in this place, it's almost like it's alive. We were talking before about the history here in Milledgeville, and these buildings have so much history and there's so much culture here, and they're alive. The history and the people that were living within them and the lives that they had when they were there. The AEC space is responsible for creating and cultivating these environments and cultivating society and culture and life. Yeah. So I think younger people that are looking for things to do with their life, I don't think that's going anywhere. I think if anything, it's only getting bigger and better and more complex, and we need as many smart, hungry people to get into this field as possible to solve all these problems that are emerging.